Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Weaver. I am on faculty here at Lighthouse Writers Workshop. I am also on staff, and I'm working on creating a series of videos for our daily community outreach. And this series that I am starting today with Jenny Shank here is called Book Reviews for Writers. So I have invited Jenny to give us a virtual book review of recently released books. These will be posted on Lighthouse's YouTube channel every Wednesday. So Jenny Shank is also on faculty at Lighthouse Writers Workshop. She has been reviewing books for the past 22 years for publications like the Rocky Mountain News, the LA Times, Minneapolis Star Tribune, High Country News. She says that she stopped counting at 1,000, so she has clearly done a lot of book reviewing. So at this point in time, I'm going to turn it over to Jenny, and she is going to tell us about the first book. Okay, Jenny, thanks for joining us.
Hello, everybody. I miss you all, but I'm glad we can be together in the land of Zoom. It's where we all live now. The first book I'm going to talk to you about is called Sharks in the Time of Saviors by Kawai Strong Washburn. Kawai Strong Washburn, this is his debut novel. He grew up in Hawaii and he lives in Minneapolis. And I really love this one. If you like an epic story, an epic novel, this is a great one for you. I like to recommend books to people to help them with their writing problems. So if you're writing something that has multiple perspectives, this is a really great one because he has, I think, 4 different perspectives, and each person is captured with totally unique language and totally unique viewpoint. And so that's a good thing to emulate. And the other thing that this does really well is magical realism. So it does it in a really authentic and natural way. And so if you're incorporating any of that into your work, you might want to check this out. So let me tell you about this book a little bit. So Kawai Strong Washburn writes, "Big destiny is a thing you get drunk on." And the idea that someone's going to have a grand destiny rests on a young man named Nanoi Flores. He's the youngest son in a native Hawaiian family. And when he is 7, he falls off a boat and he's rescued by sharks. The sharks pick him up and they bring him back to his family. And so all the native Hawaiians see this as a big sign that he's carrying magic from the old kings inside him. And he begins to be seen as a kind of savior for the community. And another thing that this book does really well is it paints a picture of what life is like for Native Hawaiians. The family is always short of cash, and there aren't good jobs, or they have to work really hard for not much money. And so it's definitely a community that needs a savior. And so he excels in everything that he studies, but then he realizes that he has a gift for healing, but he feels an unbearable burden for having to use that. So he's one of the perspectives. And then you also get to hear from his parents, Malia and Augie Flores, and they are hardworking, but they're always financially struggling. And they conceived Nanoi on a night out. They had a tryst outside. And they witnessed these people called the Night Marchers, a supernatural troupe of ancient Hawaiians. And so they think that that blessed his conception. And then their oldest son is named Dean, and he is a basketball star. And he's not as academically gifted as his little brother, or the youngest is Kawai, the sister, and she's also really smart and really talented, but nobody notices because she doesn't have like the shark-given gifts that Nanoi has. So everyone in this family has sort of a unique burden to bear based on their relation to Nanoi's powers. So the plot is really interesting, but what I really love is his voice, the language he uses. I wanted to just read you like a paragraph from a part that's narrated by Nanoi when he is, I think he's about 12. And it's set on 4th of July, and how 4th of July is celebrated among Native Hawaiian community. Hear the blood hush, then rush, the thud of it coming along my knuckles. Cracked knuckles, swollen knuckles, bloody knuckles. Bloody knuckles used to hit and hurt, not because I wanted to, but because my brother made me. This was New Year's time. Oh, it's New Year's, not 4th of July, sorry. Black cat crackers up and down the cul-de-sac. Pop, pop, pop. Whole families in green plastic chairs in their driveways. Sidewalks smooched with char and red shreds of paper. The fireworks were going, and Skylar and James went behind the garage to play Bloody Knuckles with Dean. And since Dean went, I went. And since I went, Kawai went. So when they're growing up, the brother and sisters are kind of inseparable, but then they have to go to college or seek their fortunes on the mainland, and they kind of split up, and that's when everything goes wrong. The community puts a lot of pressure on Nanoi to kind of save them, and people are bringing sick and people with problems to their house for him to like bless them, and he gets overwhelmed. And the novel takes some somber turns, but it has tons of humor and tons of energy in the writing. And the thing I love about it for us now is if you're stuck inside and you wish you could be in Hawaii, this book really takes you there. You can just tell that he's homesick. Here he is. I don't know if you can see him. You can tell that he's homesick, and he puts that love in his descriptions of the land and the people and the hula and the traditions and the farming and everything that makes up a beautiful Native Hawaii for him. So yeah, you should read it. And I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Jenny. I'm coming back, I think. Thank you so much. It sounds so good. So at the end of this video, there will be a banner with a link so that you can buy this book. All right, Jenny, thank you. I will see you for the next book review.
Yep, bye.